thing that happened down in Tuscaloosa that ended up taking the life of a young lady, and about it, and involved with the player from the Alabama basketball team. Well, two players really, and I keep forgetting the other guy's name. The actual shooter.
Davis is the last name, I think.
Yeah, Davis. And
the young lady, Jamias Harris.
Jamias Harris, yes.
Then Miller, not Miller, but Miles was the other guy involved.
Yeah.
Along with Miller.
And so it keeps being discussed and talked about, and primarily because Brandon Miller, who wasn't charged in anything, it wasn't charged with a crime by the district attorney, and he's been allowed to return and play with the University of Alabama. A lot of people feeling all types of ways about it. Some saying he should not be allowed to play, although he wasn't charged. Others say he wasn't charged, he wasn't implicated in any wrongdoing, he had no idea a crime was about to take place, et cetera, and they still let him play. Well, this weekend the story continues. The University of Alabama came out, took it to court, pregame ritual, and he comes out in a very inappropriate and tone-deaf, I guess, pregame, handshake or whatever they normally do, as if he was being frisked by a police officer.
Okay.
They've been doing it all year, apparently. That's his thing.
That's what they do.
That's what they say. But it was just tone-deaf, inappropriate, and just quite honestly disconnected from reality in my personal sense. The head coach was asked about it, and they asked him about it, and once it was brought to his attention, this was his comments about it.
So before I get started on the game, it was brought to my attention after the game about our pregame introductions. I think that's something that's been going on all year. I don't really know. I don't watch our introductions. I'm not involved with them. I'm drawing up plays during that time. Regardless, it's not appropriate. It's been addressed, and I can assure you it definitely will not happen again the remainder of this year.
Yeah. How we get here, Reed? How we get here, man? How we get here with just that tone deaf?
It's a culture, I think. I think it goes back to everything we talked about every week.
Right.
The situation that happened in Tuscaloosa, how we get there.
Right.
I mean, let's start there first.
Right.
Then we can extrapolate that up to the point where. Here's my question. Prior to all that, so the fact that he goes out, he raises his hands up, and they pat him down. What does that mean? I mean, does it mean that I'm checking to see where you got your guns loaded to be shooting basketball, or I mean, what?
Well, I pray it's got something to do with basketball.
We hope. Yeah.
It's a question that I would like to know what that.
In the culture.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
Yeah. What does that mean? You got any feedback on that, G?
I personally have never seen a pregame introduction such as that. And to your point, take the unfortunate situation aside. Why would you even want that as your pregame introduction? Why would you want to bring?
Yeah, because it's the culture. I'm trying to tell you, it's something about street cred. It's something about
shooters shoot and basketball.
Ain't no damn street cred,
Matt.
Man, I can't believe.
I bet you this. I'm not too far.
I'm gonna say you may be.
I'm not too far for that.
Oh my!
What happened to just the standard two players jumping up and bumping shoulders with each other?
I don't know.
You see, and that's the thing that I don't know. And we'll put a name on it. But how do we find out that kind of stuff? How just like bring my gun, and the guy like, well, why you need your gun?
Right.
So how do we find? I just want.
What are they thinking?
Yeah. So it's a culture. It's something there that obviously we don't know anything about, but it exists obviously because we see it each and every damn day.
Right.
That what I saw, and I just looked it up. Somebody's died. You've been in a situation where people going to jail, capital murder. Your name's been in the news the whole time. Well, you think just walk out there and just go play?
What?
It's ridiculous. Well, I felt like he shouldn't be playing anyway. So.
Well, that's true. Why you feel like that?
Well, I mean, even how you introduced it, where he was bringing a guy a gun, not knowing what was going to happen. What do you do with a gun?
Well, that wasn't the reason he was going. The reason he was going to pick him up.
Pick him up, yeah.
Right, but I'm saying when he texted him back,
But he was already there when that happened.
But
he texted him and said, "Make sure you got my joint or whatever he called
Bring
it."
He was already
Yeah.
there.
Do you feel like you're saying he shouldn't play anymore? Is what you're saying?
I just think right now he shouldn't be playing.
Right now, up until when?
This rest of this year, I guess this is almost over.
So you say he should be done the rest of the year? Okay.
And what is
Until
he being
it's obviously it could be more to the story. We still don't know everything, and I know there's nothing that they can charge him with. But is there something in behavior of I don't know what you would call it of the players and different things that they can do and not do and get.
But but seeing that he didn't know that anything illegal was about to happen, he had no idea.
We know that?
Well, yeah, they said that. They said that he wouldn't have known that what they were attempting to do.
Oh, so you saying he knew they were going to shoot somebody?
Well, I think if K-Mac calls you and tells you to bring his gun,
he was already there though. He was already there. You keep missing that point.
No, I don't think he was already there. He was on the way there from the club. Remember, he was an hour late. He called him an hour before. We talked about that with the lawyer. Called him an hour before, and he didn't come right then.
But he was on his way. He was en route when he asked him, make sure you got whatever.
Okay, so back to what Reese said. When I say make sure, K-Mac, you got your gun, it doesn't click what I want that for. What
he said he didn't get that until he was there. That's what he said. Well,
we'd be good to see. I guess they've looked at the timestamp.
Right. I am 1,000,000,000% positive.
I just
with all of the pressure
I'm
on
coming
this,
from a mother's point of view. I just think it's all just very insensitive.
Well, he's got a mother too now.
Okay, well, then she should sit him down. Because I tell you what, if my child, why were you even involved in this? Period.
He didn't mean to be involved.
I guess my point.
So
I mean,
and even things like last night, though. That's what I'm talking about. Character. I'm talking about character of the player.
Well,
and I know he's young. And you always say, "Who are your people?" So who are their people? Who's talking to them right now?
What was really interesting, his father played for University of Alabama football, played a couple of years and transferred to another school. That's why Brandon grew up as a Alabama fan.
Mm-hmm.
And so, I mean, and we talked off air about it, but that's life after Alabama. So when he goes to the NBA,
right?
What's going to be his perception?
Yeah,
and we know some people that's a situation before
when you start
that didn't work out right.
That's exactly right. When you start out giving people the idea, the perception that you're that I ain't gonna say low character. That's probably where you lack certain character traits.
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
Where you are prompt to or possibly make less than honorable decisions.
Yes.
People start wondering. All right. Well, who is this person? We know they're a great basketball player. We get that. So seeing that you're a lottery pick, next thing comes after being a lottery pick is endorsements because everybody wants to, latch on to the hottest thing in the world.
That's right.
So this type of just missteps is hurting him well beyond what's going on in Tuscaloosa right now.
Absolutely.
And I think it's time for someone to really have a conversation and say, listen, regardless of the pregame ritual that's been going on, blah, blah, all of that, regardless of any of that, this can be a problem if you don't figure out how to manage things like this.